West Coast, but I know we're past lunchtime even on the East Coast. So thank you for joining me wherever you're coming from. And if you are snowed in, I hope you are cozy and warm with a blanket and maybe even a cat on your lap as you are watching this. We are gonna do some designing together today, which are always my favorite shows when we get to collaborate and come up with the ideas together. So our inspiration is going to be this bead mix. I'll open it all up. This was one of Megan's. It's called Blush Bloom, and it was the third bead mix that we originally looked at a couple weeks ago that we haven't been able to design with yet. So I wanted to make sure we designed with it, especially with Valentine's Day just a couple weeks away. Really fun to do these romantic pink pieces of jewelry, and this one has some really cool lampwork beads in it too. And I see Laura and Chris is here, hello, and Kathleen and Bobby, and I see Kat and Jan, hello, and Connie, hello. PJ from Florida, I'm gonna guess you're not snowed in. You probably have weather similar to what I have here. Hello, Debbie, and Moni is here, hello, and Gail from Sacramento, and Francie, hello, guys. Hello, Mary, and Edna in North Carolina, hello. So I've been wanting to design with this mix for a while because I love the colors of it. You'll see that when I open it up, they're a little bit more on the muted side, so they're not a super like vibrant pink. They've got a little bit of like that vintagey antique feel to it, which I adore. So we're gonna open this up again together to look at it, and I think we're gonna make a necklace, but I also brought out earring components as well. And I see LJ from sunny Texas. Hello, LJ, and Hannah from Iceland. Spring weather, oh, I bet that's beautiful. And Maria in El Paso, hello, Susanna. Oh my goodness, Lisa in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna guess Pennsylvania is cold right now. Ellen in New Jersey. Hello, Sandy and Kim, hello. Oh, Kim, your first time here, welcome. We do this a couple times a week and it's a lot of fun. Actually, I think we're here 5 times a week on Art Beads here. So we've got the wonderful Deb Floros and Becky Dahl who come here as well. And we play and we create, and it's an amazing community. So welcome. And Linda in Boston, hello. I like your comment, Linda, that's fun. All right, so real quick before I get started and flip my camera down and show my sunny weather, I'm sorry. Before we do that, a couple quick reminders on how this this platform works. We are here live on Art Beads. It is 10:03 a.m. Pacific time in the Los Angeles area where I am. So if you are watching this live, welcome. If you are here on artbeads.com and you comment, I can see your comments, which is really important on these shows that we design together. So that lets me know that you like what you're seeing. It lets you have the opportunity to share design ideas. So as we're creating these pieces together, you can type into the comments, how about try using the rosebud bead, or maybe try using the heart. You know, that's a really great way of interacting. If you are over on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. Please just note I can't see your comments live. So if you are trying to share some design ideas or thoughts or questions, I'm not able to read them. But if you pop on over to Art Beads, then when you comment, I can read it, which is great, and you can participate. It also gives you the option of the little heart icon that you'll see on your screen, and that's really important on these design together videos and projects, because it lets me know that a lot of people like what they see or don't like what they see. So if it's just silence and no hearts, I'm like, okay, let's go a different direction. And I see like all the hearts right now, so that's perfect. There's also the share icon, which is an arrow that actually lets you share it to yourself as well if you want to easily retrieve it. Oh, hello, Hazel and Giggles and Lori. I saw a bunch of names pop up there, and Rhett and Adele. I wasn't able to say hello to. Then there's also, these videos are saved. So if you ever want to go back and rewatch, so let's say you really like what you see and you want to recreate it at home, you can always go back and watch the replay. So that's always nice. And then there's the all-important shopping bag icon, which lets you see everything I'm using ahead of time. So if you're curious about a bead size, if you're curious about quantity or price, it's all right there, and you just click on it. It's like a nice curated little gallery. Michelle and Thaisa can always pop up links and banners as well to help out with that. And you can add it right to your shopping cart from that shopping bag. So it's a really nice way of being able to see what we're working with. Hello, Kat from frigid Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness. I can only imagine. Oh, thank you, LJ. These were from another bead mix that we did a while ago, and I love these. I wear them all the time. I think the colors are so fun. Oh my goodness. And oh, hello, Gloria. Hello. All right. Yes, I'll show you those clasps. I have a lot of them in person. Some of them I don't. I just want to show selection, but I have, I think 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 or 4 on my table that I can show in person because I wanted us to also decide what clasp we wanted to use as well. Oh, you know what, Ruth Alice, I love that bracelet too, and I can't find it. It is somewhere in my house and I have been looking for it for a month. So I'm with you. I love that bracelet. I think that is my favorite bracelet. I made all of last year with the same beads from this mix, and it is just behind a dresser or something. All right, let's flip the camera down so we can start to play. And yes, I know. So this is what we're going to be working with today. I'm going to show you our bead mix first. I'm going to show you all those clasps. I know Twix must have hidden it. She could have. She's getting to be a very feisty little girl. We got a bird feeder and we put it right outside our back window here that you see when I flip the camera down. And she just has hours and hours of entertainment now looking at all the birdies. Okay, so I want to show you what we're going to work with today because there's a lot to play with in here. I know one of the boys could have hidden it too. They like to, I think I've shared this before. If I don't clean up my table right away, or like on Saturday mornings when they're here and not at school, they always come and they grab things and they're like, can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? And they've got quite a collection now because it's hard to say no to them. But it is fun to see what really like draws their eye. So we are going to make together a necklace today and probably a pair of earrings as well, using the Blush and Bloom bead mix that Megan put together. So there's lots of pretty beads in here to play with. I want to show these right off the start. These are beautiful. And they are just these gorgeous hearts. And you get 4 of them in this mix. I also noticed that the mix is on sale today. That was a really nice, unexpected surprise. We're having our friends and family sale. And so not everything is on sale, but I did notice that this is on sale today, which is really nice. And Megan just found some of these to sell individually as well. So I put those in the shopping bag too in different colors if these beads are something you want to play with. I know they're really unusual. So, oh yeah, see, Laura, that's great. So Laura, perfect. Megan did go and she looked for more of these and she found some. And then we added them to the show so that if you wanted just to get a heart or 2, you can buy them individually as well. Yeah, they're so pretty in person. So I am not sure what we're going to do with these yet today, but we have them to play with as part of the collection here. And then the other beads here in this Blush and Bloom set are these beautiful rounds. So these are just a really nice staple, like a nice classic. I love, love, love these rosebud beads in this luster green. These are so pretty because that detailing just really pops out. And I think this is my favorite finish of this particular bead. And these are all Czech glass, so none of these are plastic. Then we have a beautiful flower as well with like a nice milky white. And then there's vertical whole leaves, which are some of my favorites. I love these guys. And then there's daggers. So this is what made me start to think necklace when I was kind of pulling together the different findings. I was like, ooh, daggers are really fun in a necklace. So we got those. Then there's these rondelles, and they come in an assorted strand. So these are neat with that little pop of blue. I like the pop of blue. And you can see how these all just look so good together. Oh, fairy wings, the daggers, those would make great fairy wings. That's a great idea. If you stack like 2 of them. And then there's these little guys. Let me open up what's in the packets then. So this is all part of this collection. The rosebuds at times have been sold separately. I'm not sure if we have them in stock. Maybe Michelle or Thaisa can look that up. But I have ordered these separate before. I'm just not sure of the stock level. Then these are cute little guys. I don't even know what you would call these. Maybe petals? To me, these look like little petals. So those are cute, and they're side drilled. So they're kind of like top side drilled in a really nice shell pink. And then there are these, and this is all still part of the Blush and Bloom. So this is all still, I didn't add any other beads except for some seed beads that I'll show you that I pulled out to coordinate if we wanted to use them. But those are part of it. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna keep putting these here. And then there's even little bellflowers. So some cute little bellflowers as well. I hear you, Gina. Megan really outdid herself this month with the mixes. I put some other ones in the shopping bag just to show the variety, but we've had so much fun designing with these mixes this month. I pulled out this necklace, if you guys remember what we did with the patina and gild mix. This was the patina and gild mix that we played with. And then I pulled out this one. This was the antique blush mix that we played with. We made a cute little charm stretch bracelet. So we've been having so much fun with these guys. Okay, so those are from the Blush and Bloom mix. And then to accent it, if we wanted to, these are the seed beads I pulled. I pulled a 6-0, and this is Inside Color Light Topaz Pink. So we have that as a resource. I thought that matched nicely. I pulled out this one too. This is a little bead mix with a lot of different sizes and shapes. So I really liked that. Thought we might use that. I pulled out a nickel seed bead. So my little trick with antique silver. So antique silver is really hard to match findings to because findings are usually brighter. If you incorporate something like a nickel seed bead that's a little bit of a darker silver, it can kind of help blend your whole design together. So you still have a pop of silver, but it's a little bit darker, so it matches the antique a little bit better. And then you can even put it with your brighter findings. So you end up doing a little bit of a mixed metal effect, but it's pretty hard to find really nice antique silver findings. And then what else? Oh, I have little cubes as well. I just liked how sparkly they are. So these are little 4mm cubes, silver lined crystal. So I thought that might be nice to add a little bit of a lighter pop to it as well. And then in terms of the clasps, I have this very romantic Victorian clasp. So this is what it looks like on the back. And then here's the front. So this really pretty detailed clasp. So, and then I've got a little heart clasp. I mean, I might want to do this one. I know it's really simple and we'll have to kind of decide as we get the design put together, but I love just how simple and pretty this one is. And it does have the heart theme to it. And then I also have this little clasp. I mean, these are just really pretty little detailed romantic clasps. So we have some choices. And then I did pull out these if we wanted to make an earring or hang it as like a focal pendant. So there's going to be lots and lots of choices. All right, let's start designing. I figured necklace in this case. We've done some bracelets and it was just so fun to do that patina and gild necklace and design together and kind of play with it. And it went in a direction I totally didn't see, but I absolutely love. Like, I cannot get enough of these right here with the little seed beads between them. I just want an entire necklace of those. I love that. So I love it when we come up with different ideas. Okay, so I have some stringing wire, beading wire, 0.015. This is 7 strand. You can use 19 strand, 49 strand, whatever you're comfortable with. Oh, Linda, yeah, you know what? I do too sometimes. I find that if you're doing like a bracelet or you're doing something with a bunch of dangles, you can use multiples of them. I do like that it gives you all the colors that look really nice together though. But yeah, it can sometimes be hard to do the different shapes and sizes, especially if you're doing like a bead weaving project or something. It's much easier if you're doing stringing. All right, so since I don't know how long we want this necklace to be, I'm gonna cut a bit extra of our stringing material. So let's see, if it was gonna be a 20-inch necklace, I would want 3 inches on each side, so that would give me 26 inches. I think I'm gonna cut 30, because I don't know how long we want this to be, and I don't wanna run short. Sorry for that clicking sound. Okay. There's my 30. So this is going to be a bit of stringing material. I don't want to do, get to the end and be like, well, it would have looked better longer. So let's just cut enough to start. And then always save your scraps. You could always make a bracelet with the extra or a pair of earrings or whatever you like. I think with the tiara clasps, that's a mouthful, I think you get one. I think it's a single unit of a clasp, the toggle and the bar. Okay, so there's 30 inches. Okay, and we just have our regular cutter here, so we're just going to cut it. And we'll put our beading wire aside. And we'll just stick this on here, just so that it doesn't come undone for us. And we can put this aside as well. Oh my gosh, I dropped it. Good thing Twixie's sleeping sound right now. She would have been after that in a heartbeat. Okay, and then we've got our little spring action here, and we'll just put it a couple inches from the end. So now we get to play. Now it's just the fun part. So I absolutely love these. I want to pop these guys open, because I think these are so beautiful in all those different colors. And then I feel like using these is going to be a must. Oh, that's wonderful, Gina. Yeah, Michelle and Thaisa are so good. Brian too. We can't forget Brian. Okay, and then we've got these. Now this is going to be curious. I haven't worked with these type beads, these lampwork beads very much. So it'll be fun to see how we incorporate those, or if we do incorporate them. I mean, it could even be a focal. We can figure it out. Okay, and then I think the rosebuds are needed. And let's see. I mean, should we just open up all of these? We can. We can just open up all these strands so we have them available to grab. Like even these guys end up being such a good staple. Oh, Andy, I love that. We have kids who live across the street, and the daughter is always beading. Always beading. And my boys bead too. They do as well. But the daughter in particular, she has friends who are placing orders with her, and she's 12, and she's just always beading. Okay. And then what else do we have? We have these. Oh, hello, Monica. We are designing together today. So we don't have a project ahead of time. We're designing with the Blush and Bloom mix that Megan put together. So we got lots and lots of pretty beads, very romantic for Valentine's Day. Oh, that is a great question, Gina. I'm going to hold those hearts that come in the mix up to the camera so that Thaisa and Michelle can maybe give us a good idea if these are the same ones that are sold separate or a little bit different. The rounds are almost like a pale purple bronze. So they've definitely got a purpley pink hue to them. Actually, sometimes what works best is to hold them up like this, where the light can go through them. So it's kind of got almost a purple. I'd say they're more on the light purple side with like a little bit of a bronze wash over them, but not like a solid metallic, if that makes sense. So they're really pretty. All right, I think we've opened everything up. We also have the little bellflowers. And I know we were excited about the cubes. Should I open up the cubes? The cubes are going to bring a little bit of a lighter feel to this. So Yolanda is really preference and budget, I would say, when it comes to your stringing material choice. 7-strand, I think works great, and I've been totally fine with it. A 19 or a 49 will drape a little bit softer, and some people definitely say only use 19 or 49, but I've had a lot of success with 7-strand as well. So it really comes down to your personal preference of how you feel with it, and if it works for you, great. 7-strand, like for me, I feel good about 7-strand, but I also know, like here, I have a 19-strand right here, and it is just a bit softer if we look at it, but I also think that this is going to look lovely as well. So totally up to you. All right, so we're going to use the cubes and the multi-strand. I feel like those are a must. I want to use the rosebuds too. So this is where we just start playing and stringing, which is so much fun. And we get a lot of these bellflowers, which is nice. And you know what? Do we want to add the little bit of silver in to begin with as well? Because our clasp is going to be silver today, whichever one we choose. I have all silver. Okay. Maybe we'll pop this open too. Okay, Gloria made a good note. She says I use 7 for bracelets and 19 or 49 for necklaces. Okay, let's add the silver. So that'll give us a little bit of that pop of metallic, almost like a spacer bead, but without having to purchase a singular, more expensive metallic spacer bead. All right, so let's get that on there. And I kind of want to see what would happen if we did a bellflower as like a bead cap on this round. How would this look surrounded? What do we think of that? So in the mix here, you get 4 of the heart beads. I'm going to let Michelle and Thaisa say how many you get when you buy them separately. I'm not sure if they're sold as singles or what, but I know you get 4 in this Blush and Bloom mix. All right, so let's see how we're doing here. So I think that's a really pretty combo right there where you use the bellflowers as like a bead cap. And then this is going to be towards our neck. So I always tend to go a little bit of the smaller beads and taper it. Yeah, I think they're singles too, Laura. I was going to let them verify that for me before I said the wrong thing. I was looking at them earlier. I think they show multiples in the picture so they could show the different angles. Oh, I like the cube bead. The cube bead is good, and since it's surrounded by eidos, it stabilizes it nicely. So let's do a little sequence of this. I think this will be really pretty up towards our neck, and then we can graduate to some of these bigger focal beads. All right. I'm glad we got to design with this mix. When I pulled out the 3 mixes originally a couple weeks ago, the Patina and Gild and the Antique Blush, I was hoping that at the end of the day, we'd be able to work with all 3 of them. It was fun to decide which one to work with at the time, but I definitely liked all of them. Okay, so there's the cube. So if you've been wondering how to use a cube bead, this is a nice way. So it's just acting as almost like a spacer between your other more colorful beads here, but you see how shiny they are. They're very sparkly because of that cube shape, especially with this one here where it's a silver lined crystal here. So it's really, I think they're really pretty and different. It gives a different look to it to have that cube shape. I like it. I think it's working out well. Michelle, how do you use cubes in peyote? Now, I think you have to explain that one because now I'm trying to envision it. Is it like a large scale peyote? And then all of your beads are cubes, or are you doing somehow like a cube accent? Oh, hello, Karen. Oh, yes, it does. It adds bling. All right, and we're going to keep adding here. So we're doing our little bead cap. And we're gonna keep going, and I love, love, love that cube in here. That was the kind of the unexpected little star here. And I did put some of the other bead mixes of Megan's in the shopping bag as well, just to show the variety. I know Becky and Deb have been using them too with projects, and so I put them in there just to show how there's some other really lovely, lovely bead mixes too. All right, so, oh, thank you, Lori. All right, so this is what we're building. So this is what we've got thus far. And honestly, if you wanted to just make this a really simple, beautiful bracelet, I think you could do that too. Sometimes we don't even need to add all the beads. It can just be something really pretty and simple, and you could wear that all the time. So that could make just a lovely bracelet as well. But we're gonna keep building because this is gonna be a necklace. And we have plenty of beads here, so I'm not worried about running out, which is nice. So maybe we'll do one more, oh, I need a cube. We're gonna do one more cluster, and then let's start with a different bead sequence since we have so many beautiful ones to play with. Oh, yes, Michelle, please post pictures. We have our Serious Art Beaters Facebook group, which is great for posting pictures. So Michelle is gonna share with us. Okay, so here we go. And then let's do one more cube sequence just for that sparkle because it really is gorgeous. And then let's go into another bead shape. Oh, good, Karen. Yeah, are we gonna try to use the green daggers in this mix? Maybe down towards the bottom so that we can fan them out. I love it because I never know what we're gonna do. Sometimes we use the beads I expect, and sometimes we don't, which is always so fun. Okay, so now let's maybe go into one of these flowers. So you can see what this looks like. And we can always take it off if it doesn't. Here we go. So for the focal for the necklace, that's what I'm trying to figure out too. Do we want the focal to be heart beads? Like we can make this into like a pendant, or do we want to incorporate these up along the sides? So we could almost have like a heart bead and a heart bead, and then we could fan out daggers or do some other bead down here. Because we could, let's see, let's get a little bit further down, and then the heart beads could sit on either side of the necklace. Oh, we haven't even done the rondelles yet or the beautiful rosebuds. All right, so let's see, where are we at? Let's do one of these vertical whole leaves. Fan out the daggers, okay? Is it gonna be too much, do you guys think, if we do the daggers and the hearts, or are we going for it and gonna do daggers and hearts? We have so many beads to choose from. I know, so many options. And I'm just looking at this. I'm not sure if I want the white flower in here. I might save that for another project. I almost feel like it's gonna be a little distracting. So maybe we pull that out and we replace it with one of these more subtle looking beads. Here. So we've got that then. And then, let's see. Let's do this. Maybe we do a rondelle. Ooh, we got a beautiful blue rondelle. Let's try a blue rondelle. And then we're gonna come to the hearts here soon. Yeah, I thought the flower was overpowering as well. So there we've got the nice sparkle of that blue. Yeah, the white out. I agree, Michelle. And Peggy, I like your idea of hearts on the sides and then fan out the daggers. I like that. Let's see what that's gonna look like. Okay, let's maybe do, where are we at lengthwise? Let's check where we're at real quick. So we are at 5 inches. Okay, so if we did that on each side, we'd have 10 inches of necklace. Hearts going up the side. I like that. I mean, we could also do an asymmetrical necklace. I think this one will do symmetrical, but I think asymmetrical could also work really well. Okay, let's put on a heart and just see where we're at with it. These are so beautiful. Yeah, I agree, Denise. I think that white flower is going to get saved for another project. It's a beautiful bead, but I think it just takes the eye away. It's not quite blending the way I'd want it to. Okay, so here is a heart with that leaf above it. And the reason I chose the leaf was because of the tapered effect of it, because it goes into the well of the heart to kind of, or I don't know what that's called, the valley of the heart. That's pretty. So I think that's a really pretty, like going down to that. And then maybe we do some more rondelles, because the rondelles are just gorgeous. So maybe we do like the green rondelle and maybe like a golden rondelle and a pink rondelle. Maybe there's a series of rondelles right here. Okay, let's see. As we keep building this. So that adds a little bit of color. Oh, and the nickel between the leaf and the heart. Oh, okay. So I know we have 4 hearts, so we can do 1 on each side, or we could do 2 on each side. Do you guys want to do 2 on each side or 1 on each side? And I like the idea of the nickel right here. So let's pull this out while we can. Bring in that nickel seed bead again. And we can't forget we have the cubes to work with as well. All right, let's see. All right. So let's see. 1 heart. Okay, we'll leave it with 1 heart because that'll give us more. So what do you guys think? Do you like the seed bead right in between the leaf and the heart? Just 1 heart on each side. Okay, we'll keep it to 1 heart. That means you can use the other hearts for a different project. All right, and then let's go to these pretty rondelles again. Oh yeah, you could keep the hearts for earrings. That's a good point. Okay, and then what did we say? Like a little pink. And then here we go. So this is what we've got right here. I think that's looking really nice. So maybe we add another one of the, I want to get a cube in there. Let's add a cube. 1 on each side. Great idea. Let's do a cube and then a rosebud. And let's just see what this looks like. Yeah, I like the cubes a lot. Oh, good. Okay. And then let's do 1 more of these, and then let's see how we're going to incorporate those daggers, if they're going to look right or not. Oh, hello, Stacy. Okay. So this is how we're building this out, and that heart is really, really pretty. So you can, of course, alter this however you like. You can do more of this. You could do more of this sequence. This is just an idea. Okay. And then, ooh, point to point with the heart. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, if we could do that, but I think we might end up leaving out the daggers, but you could do like this. I think Cindy is saying you could do it like this, maybe at the center of the necklace as the focal. We could do that with like a cube in between it. So that's another thought. Let's see how the daggers look, but I like that idea too, because then, let me get some of these off to the side. If we did that, and then you've got your last heart up here more, I think we do a little bit more beading. That would be really pretty too. It does, it looks like a bow, which is perfect for Valentine's. Okay, put a dagger in between the 2 points. Oh, like a single dagger? I mean, you could do, oh my gosh, if you did 2 daggers, it's like the ribbons of a bow. So, okay, well, let's get a consensus. Do we want to go towards this bow idea with the hearts on the side, or do we want to go for a whole bunch of daggers fanning out? What do you guys think? Are we doing daggers or just subtle 100% bow is what Andy is saying. Okay, let's do the bow. Thaisa's saying bow, and then a cube between the daggers. Bow, bow, bow. Okay, let's do it. I never, ever thought we would get a bow out of this, but we're going to do it. And I like the idea of a cube as the center of the bow as well. Okay. Okay, so this is of course one way of doing this. Let's build up a little bit more length. So we've got a little bit more expanse between this heart here and this heart here. I think maybe we'll just do a repeat of this pretty little sequence here. Let's just get us a little bit more length. So we want a cube, and then we want another one of these gorgeous rosebuds. See, this is why I love it when we design together. We come up with the funnest ideas. I love it, Stacy. All right, so we're building this down. Do we want to do one more sequence for just a little bit more length? I'm trying to think how this is going to sit on the neck. Maybe one more sequence for a little bit more length, and then we're going to go into the bow design, which will be so fun. Okay. Okay, whoops, I need a cube. Hearts and daggers to make the bow. I love it. I can't wait to see how this looks on the beading wire here. Okay, and then one more of these, and then let's get that little nickel seed bead again before we go on to the heart. Okay, so now we're gonna do our first heart going this way. And let's pull this up. All right, so this is going to be our center. And what we want to do is we want to do a dagger, and then a cube, and then we're going to see how this all plays together, if it works or if we need to add some filler or spacer. So then this heart has to be strung from the point up to the rounded part. And let's see what we got. How does it look? Okay, so how does that read to you guys? Do you want to keep that cube bead in there, or should we get rid of the cube and just have the two strands? What do you guys think? Do you want to see what it looks like before we go any further? And then we can decide if that cube stays in or if the cube is taken out. Like what reads better as a bow. I'm seeing some mixed thoughts, so let's get a comparison here. Yep, let's see it without. Okay, so here it is without. We can also try a seed bead. Okay, let's try a seed bead. We get to play. This is why we love doing these live, because we can just see what we've got to work with and keep playing until it looks right. Okay. Okay, so then here is it with the seed bead. So which one do we like? Which one do we like? So there's it with, and it's going to sit like this on your neck because this is going to be the point. I see lots of hearts, but seed, I'm seeing Linda saying seed, Andy saying just daggers, Stacy saying better with the seed bead, Francie. Okay, so I think we're gonna leave it like this. That seems to be the most hearts and majority, but of course you can do this however you like. Do I have a pink seed bead? Ooh, ooh. You guys wanna try it before we go any further? Because I have this seed bead. Let's try it. Okay, let's try this one more way. This is a size 6, and this is inside color light topaz pink lined. Okay, that's a good call, because usually the bow is like the same, the center of a bow is the same color as the outside. Okay, let's try it with that one. Okay, we'll do that. Here we go. All right, let's see what we've got. I don't have an O bead here. I wish I did. Okay, so here is now it with the pink center. It's actually a pretty good match of pink right there. What do we think? So do we like the nickel? Do we like the pink daggers? Yeah, if I had pink daggers, that would be great. So if you're looking at those, if you're looking at those hearts and wanting to make bows, you could definitely color match your hearts to your daggers. Love it. Okay, pink is better. I like the pink. Okay, let's go with the pink. Okay, yeah, pink daggers would be really fun. So as you're planning your project, definitely, you could definitely do that if you wanted to. So you could coordinate your seed bead, and this is that size 6 seed bead, and then you can coordinate your dagger color too. So that would work. Oh, the petal beads for the bow, because these are in the mix too. You guys want to see it? They're going to be a lot shorter, but we could go take a look since we're playing. Okay, let's look. So these petal beads, they do have, one side is more curved than the other. So I think we're going to want them to sit with like their curved side down. So let's go ahead and just see real quick what the pink petals look like as the bow ribbons. Okay, so then I'm going to string it like this. Yes, there are definitely bellflowers in the mix right here. Oh, I might know what you're thinking. Like maybe make these into a ribbon. We could try to do that. We could put those on a head pin. Okay, and then, okay, so these are the smaller little petals. Let's see how this reads. Okay, I'm thinking that doesn't read quite as much as the daggers for the bow design, but that is what the petals look like, and they are in the mix here. Yeah, Mary, that's a good idea. Okay, let's just try real quick to do like a frilly ribbon end with some of these bellflowers. So I have a ball head pin, and we can put some bellflowers on it. Like maybe 5 or 6, get some length going. Okay, how about 6? Maybe that's gonna be too long. Okay, so here is this. And then if this was hanging from here, let's see, maybe 5, because it's gonna add a little length. Well, what we could do is, okay, we could do this. Get some more of that same color pink in there. And then this would go like that. Let's try that. And then we could always go back to the original daggers for sure. I'm definitely reading your guys' comments, Andy and Stacy, about the daggers better. We can definitely keep the daggers if we want to. All right, let's just make a wrapped wire loop. Okay. Oh, I'm in Los Angeles, so I do not have snow. I wish I had snow. We're gonna actually try to do a snow day up to the mountains on Sunday. So that is gonna be what we're gonna try to do with the kiddos. So we're hoping that the mountains have snow. And we're hoping that the roads are clear, because my husband and I do not drive on the snow. So we're hoping we can just go up to the snow line. 1, 2, 3, okay. All right, here's the bellflowers. Yeah, we've been cold though. We've been like 41, I think was yesterday for the morning, which for us is pretty darn cold. We're not really used to that. Oh, Moni, thank you for being part of this community. It is so fun. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're gonna try it, and then we could just go back to the daggers if we don't like it. I think I can just string on those wrapped wire loops, and then we can see what these look like for our bow ribbons. And then if we don't think so, we'll go back to I think the daggers were the consensus. Okay, So that would be what it would look like with the bell flowers. What do you guys think? Do you want to do the bell flowers or do you want to do the daggers? Let me clear a little more space so you can see it. Okay, I'm seeing lots of hearts. So cute. Okay, let's keep it like this. Let's keep it like this, but you can absolutely do the daggers instead. But this is actually pretty fun and it's got some movement to it as well. I can't believe we made a bow. I love it. Okay, so now we're ready to work our way back up with the same pattern. But again, definitely there's lots of ways of doing this. So whichever one appeals to you for sure is the one you can definitely do. But that was really fun to do. Okay, so now we're going to work our way back up and complete our necklace. It's so perfect for it's such a sweet romantic necklace. Okay. And I'm sure when Megan was putting this together, she had no idea that we would make a bow out of these hearts. Okay, and then we're just working our way back up. And I'm just duplicating the same pattern as the other side here. So we're just kind of working it up. I know, I love it. I love how there's just so many different ways of doing this. And I think that's what makes jewelry making so fun, is everyone has a different take on it. And it's just fun to see the different ideas popping and just creativity. So fun. Okay. Me too, Becky. I love it. I love it. Sometimes I'll do a design ahead of time, but most of the time I just really like finding pretty color combinations and finding, different components that I think are going to work well together to give us a good palette to start with. And then it's just fun to see what everyone comes up with. All right, I'm back to the rondelles. So this was that strand of these really sparkling rondelles. And over here, I did a pink one, a kind of golden one, and a green one. So I'm going to repeat that. So a pink one, a golden one, and a green one. It was nice that this came as a color mix. All right, so here's how we're doing this. Oh, that bow is perfect. Okay, and then we're ready for our last heart. And again, 4 hearts came in this mix. So this one came with 4 hearts. Okay, it's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to move this down so we can see what we're doing still. Kind of scoot some of this off. And then what we're going to do is we need to repeat this part. And I didn't even measure what length we're at. Let's see. So at the halfway mark, it's about 10 inches. So without a clasp, the stringing that we did will be about a 20-inch necklace. You can make it longer or shorter dependent on where you want that bow to sit. If you want that bow to sit higher up on your neck, go a little shorter. If you want it to be lower, go a little longer. I think there's lots of options with this design. Okay, so we need to now repeat this and bring it up to the top. Oh, good, Oma. Yes, I'm so glad these shows are recorded because it is nice to be able to go back and rewatch, and especially for all those variations. So you get different ideas on what you could do, with the kind of a similar design, but a little different. Okay, another one of these beautiful rosebuds. All right, so now we're to this point. So we've done this, and we just need to do this expanse right here, which is a lot of those cube beads and the nickel seed beads. So I need a seed bead. And what I'll do is when we're done with this necklace, I'm gonna hold it up to the camera slowly. So if you wanna recreate it, you can maybe kind of pause on the frame and then be able to see the sequences of the beads that we did, which might be a little easier. Oh, I love it, Andy, yes. We did a fairy show last year, and it was so much fun. I loved that. I still have my fairy jars. I loved that. All right, let's keep going. And for me, when I do this, it's sometimes easier if I start to kind of line it up. It keeps track of where I'm at here in the design. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely kind of hold it up very slowly so you can even pause. I think it would be easier than rewatching necessarily the whole thing if you're just looking for the sequence of this necklace. So we'll be able to do that. So I am using a 0.015 beading wire. It's a Beadalon. You can use, mine is 7 strand, but you can use 19 strand or 49 strand or whatever beading wire you are comfortable with, or that you like how it works, I should say. All right, we're getting there, and then we're gonna have to choose a clasp. I'm tending towards the heart one because we have such a fun heart theme, but we can choose whichever one we like. Fairy stuff is the best. We all need whimsy. I'm actually thinking of getting fairy lights for my tree for year round, my outside trees. I just think that would be really pretty to have some like white solar fairy lights that just sparkle all year. All right, we're almost there, guys. Okay, so we've done this. We just have another seed bead cube and one more that bellflower round bead combo. And then it'll be time to add a clasp. All right. Okay, 2 more beads. Okay, so let me show you what we've got. And you know what? Maybe this is a good time to show the whole necklace before we add the clasp so we can see the design. So I'm just gonna, okay. 1 bead popped off. That's not too bad. Okay. Let me link these both together in my bead stopper. All right, so this is what we've got. So up top, we've got the seed bead with the bell flowers surrounding the rounds, and then there's a sequence of the seed bead and the cube, and we did that 1, 2, 3, 4 repetitions of that on each side. And then we went into the rosebud bead with the rondelle. I chose the blue. You, of course, choose whatever color you like. And then we have the vertical whole leaf facing down, a seed bead. We've got the 2 hearts, a cluster of 3 of those pretty rondelles, followed by a rosebud bead, a vertical whole leaf, and a cube bead. And we did that a couple times on repeat. And then we've got our bow. And in between our bow, our 2 hearts is that 6-0 seed bead and the bell flower. So that's how we did that. And then we worked our way back up with the exact same sequence. But that bow is so pretty. Okay, so that's what we've got here. And now we're gonna secure it with a clasp and some crimp tubes. So I'm going to scoop this off, and then we have to choose our clasp to go with this. So the 3 choices I have in front of me, I have this swirly Victorian one, which is really pretty. I have this guy, which is a nice ornate one as well. It's got the pretty little scrolls. The scrolls even have little hearts on them. So this one would be really good as well. And then the final one that I have is actually a heart one. So do we have an overall thought, like a general consensus of which one we want to see used here? So kind of 3 different styles and looks here. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of hearts. Heart, heart, heart. Okay. Oh, and Victorian. Heart, simple heart. All right, I think I'm seeing more people say heart, but of course, if you were to make this at home, you can pick whichever one you like that calls to you on this. I'll go ahead and I'll do the little heart one. I think that's the most likes, but you could definitely do the pretty scroll one as well. Okay, so to finish it, we're going to use a couple crimp tubes. I like crimp tubes better than crimp beads. I just find they play nicer. You can use thread and wire protectors on this if you want. I didn't pull any. You could also use French wire as well. And then if you don't know how to use French wire, I'm going to be using it on Saturday's show for our Saturday morning cartoons. So we're going to be doing a bracelet, and I did pull out the French wire for that. So we are going to have fun with that on Saturday. Okay, so I'm just going to put a crimp tube on there, and we're going to go ahead, and this should be small enough to go into the toggle. So that is one thing to keep in mind when you're doing toggles. If you have really large beads right up against your bar, sometimes it's hard to push the bar through the ring. These are, I think, narrow enough that they'll be fine. Oh, French wire is fun. I don't use it as much as I should. When I was getting ready for Saturday's show, when I was prepping what we're going to be making, I used the French wire. I was like, why don't I use this all the time? It's really easy to use. And it creates a really pretty look too. So you'll probably see me using more French wire in the future. Okay, so we're just going to go down here, and you don't want it so tight that it can't move a little bit. So you want a little bit of movement. Just our regular crimping pliers, and separate out your strands just so they create two channels. Yeah, I know Deb loves it too. I should have been listening to Deb all along. Yeah, it's really great. French wire is nice. Okay, and then we sit it upright and squeeze. And then I do like to feed my tail through at least one bead. Just one, I think, is fine. I don't know. Something in me doesn't want to trim it up close. And then what we're going to do is let gravity work so you have no big gaps. We're going to go over to this side, add another crimp tube onto there, and then we need our heart ring right here. And we're going to just go through here and then pull it down. But then what you always want to do, or at least what I want to do, is I kind of want to shake it before I secure it. I want to make sure it's not too stiff. I want to make sure there's no big gaps. So I'm just kind of looking at it and making sure it looks right and is cinched up properly. And we're going to just go ahead and crimp this tube as well and fold it over, and we are almost done. And I love it. Again, this necklace was not anything what I thought it was going to be, and I love that. I was definitely envisioning fanning out daggers, and I can't believe we made a bow. A really good looking bow too. All right, so then I'm going to just trim my extra wire, and this is definitely enough wire to stash away for another project, for an earring or something else. So don't throw away your scraps. Keep your scraps in a little plastic bag or something. You can always use them for something. Okay, so we've got our toggle bar right here, and it goes in nicely, and that is what our clasp looks like. And then we have a bow, which is incredible. So there is our necklace that we designed together today. So much fun. And I'm so grateful Megan found the other colors of these hearts, because if you want to make more bows in other colors, now you can. So I love it. So unexpected and fun. Thank you guys for suggesting this and all the different ideas. Really fun. So the only beads I added that were not part of the mix is I did add the 6-0 seed bead. I added the cube beads, and I added the little nickel seed beads. But the bellflowers were part of the mix too. Of course, the hearts were part of the mix, everything. So really fun, really, really fun to do. And my chimes are telling me it's the top of the hour. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera up so we can say goodbye for today, but I think that turned out great. I love it. All right, let me get my camera up. Okay. All right, okay, there we go. All right, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. That was really fun. Oh yes, the daggers are single hole, so that was nice too. They're not a double hole. So that makes it really easy to work with this stringing project like this if you wanted to. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. All right, that was too much fun. So thank you again, everyone, for joining me. So 4 hearts did come in that Blush and Bloom mix, which is really nice. So all 4 of those hearts are included in the mix. I did notice it's on sale right now with our friends and family sale. So that was a nice little bonus that I saw this morning. Thank you guys for joining me. I will be back on Saturday. We're gonna make a bracelet, and then we're also gonna see where life takes us, because I did do up a sample bracelet, but I actually wanna just kind of be like, here's one idea, and then let's go play. Let's see what else we can make. So that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, good. Thank you, guys. Oh, and then that reminder from Michelle, if you have anything in your shopping cart, please remember to check out. I know that the mixes that Megan makes are limited edition. Oh, thank you, Kat. Oh, thank you, Lori and Linda. All right, stay warm, everybody. Oh, can I wear it? I can put it on. Here. So what did we say? This was 20 inches before the clasp. So it's probably more like 21 inches. So I'm just gonna hold it up because you can do it at different lengths. Here, let's see, without making my camera fall off. Okay, so you could definitely do it up higher, or you could do it lower, but that bow really reads. You can definitely see the bow from a distance and it reads as a bow. I think I like that length. All right, yeah, this is really pretty, and those other hearts up here look nice too, but I think it reads very nicely. You can even go higher if you wanted it really high, and then you would have maybe a lower neckline, and then you could have this up a little bit higher too, which would be really pretty. All right, thank you guys. Great idea to try it on. That was perfect, so we could see what it looked like. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. I hope you're thawing out. If you're still covered in snow, stay warm, drink some tea, some hot cocoa, and happy beading.